Niels Henrik David Bohr was born in Copenhagen on October 7, 1885. As the son of Christian Bohr, a professor at Copenhagen University, and his wife Ellen, Niels, together with his youngest brother Harold, grew up in an environment that catered to the development of his genius. Niels' father was an eminent physiologist and was largely responsible for his interest in physics at school. At the University of Copenhagen, he studied physics and played soccer. After receiving his doctorate in 1911, Bohr traveled to England on a study grant and worked under J. Thomson, who had discovered the electron 15 years earlier. Bohr began to work on the problems of an atom structure. Ernest Rutherford had recently suggested that an atom had a miniature dense nucleus surrounded by a cloud of nearly weightless electrons. Bohr developed the Bohr model of an atom, where he proposed that the energy levels of an electron are discrete and that they revolve in a stable orbits around the atomic nucleus, like planets do around the sun. In Bohr's model, the electrons can jump from one energy level to another. Bohr's model was a huge leap forward in making theory fit the experimental evidence that other physicists had found over the years. A few inaccuracies remained, but his essential idea was proved correct. He received the Nobel Prize for this work in 1922, and it's what he's most famous for. Bohr returned to Denmark as the professor at the University of Copenhagen, and in 1920 founded the Institute of Theoretical Physics. Bohr remained the director of the institute for the rest of his life, except for his absence during World War II. During the Nazi occupation of Denmark in World War II, Bohr escaped to Sweden and spent the last 2 years of the war in England and America, where he became associated with the Atomic Energy Project. In his later years, he devoted his work to the peaceful application of atomic physics and to political problems arising from the development of atomic weapons. In particular, he advocated development towards full openness between nations. His views are especially set forth in his open letter to the United Nations on June 9, 1950. Bohr then went on to organize the Atoms for Peace Conference in Geneva in 1955. Niels Bohr died at home in 1962 following a stroke on November 18th in Copenhagen, Denmark.